Hi guys, it's your girl Riveting Radiance. So let me go ahead and paint a picture for you. It's Sunday, my husband's watching football, and I don't really care for football that much. So he's in the living room, and I decide to go in the bedroom and watch television. Well, I'm flipping through the channels, and I land on VH1, I think it is, and Love and Hip Hop New York is on. Well, just let me go ahead and say that I'm an Atlanta type of person. So I like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, so forth and so on. I don't know if it's because I live in North Carolina and I'm a Southern girl or what the case is, but I've never been interested in the New York series or the New York episodes. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not a city slicker or what. I've just never been interested. When I turned to VH1, it looked as though it was a marathon, so I just left it there and continued to watch to see what all the hype was about. There's this guy named Peter, and he's dealing with two different women. One he's been with for 13 years. They live together. They have two sons. And the other was a mistress at one point. Now, he's some sort of producer, so he manages artists. And the mistress was an artist of his. She was a singer and he was managing her, but somehow along the way they ended up falling in love and sleeping together. The mistress tells Peter, hey, you need to tell your baby mama about us. If you don't tell her, I will. He decides to tell her not on his own, but because he was threatened and he wanted that information to come from him versus coming from the mistress. Well, he tells his baby mama, yeah, I cheated on you. And he tells her that it's my artist, Amina. Of course, she's upset. She's livid. She's very disappointed. She's hurt. She feels let down. She feels betrayed and all of the feelings that come along with being cheated on. She decides that she's going to confront the mistress. She goes to one of the events where the mistress will be performing. So she gets there, and after the mistress performs, she sits down with the baby mama, and they start talking. The baby mama tells her, well, you know that he's using you, and you're just an outlet. He has a family, so what in your right mind made you think it was okay to break up a happy home? The mistress was getting offended, and she was like, it's not like we're just sleeping together. We fell in love. We love each other. The baby mama starts to get upset. What ended up happening was the mistress, she pulls some sort of card out of her bra. She reaches in, she grabs it, she pulls it out, and she slams it on the table. And she was like, well, we're married, I'm his wife, and ain't shit fake about that. The baby mama jumps up and puts her hands on the mistress. The baby mama cannot be mad. You chose to play house with this man. You chose to be with him for 13 years without him putting a ring on your finger and without him giving you his last name. That's your fault. You chose to fornicate with him. You chose to shack up with him. You chose to have 2 kids out of wedlock with him. That's your business. No one put a gun to your head and told you to do that. 13 years? Are you kidding me? And he hasn't married you or put a ring on your finger yet. What are you waiting for? You think because you're living with him or because you're sleeping with him or because you gave him 2 kids that was going to make a difference? I hate to be the bearer of bad news and I hate to be the one to inform you, but it means nothing because technically on paper, all you are is a baby mama. That's it. Now this mistress turned wife, she's smart. I don't know how she coerced him into marrying her, but the fact still remains. And at the end of the day, she is his wife. She now is more of a priority than you, regardless of whether you have kids or not, regardless of whether you live with him or not, regardless of whether you've been with him for 13 years or not. She has officially been pushed to the front burner, and you have officially been put to the back burner. I see this all the time. I don't understand why these women sell themselves short. You play the wife role, but you don't have the title. And then this is their excuse. Oh, well, we see eye to eye. We have an understanding. Marriage is only a piece of paper. That means nothing. We have a bond. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't understand why these women do not know their self-worth, because it's kind of like going to a job and not getting paid for it. Would you do that? I would never get up, go to a job, and not be compensated for it. No one works for free. You're basically working for free, selling yourself short. And to me, it just screams, I don't know my self-worth and I'm settling. You can give a man an ultimatum. You can put your foot down. A man knows whether or not he wants to be with you. A man knows if he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. If he loves you so much, that shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a big deal. If a man doesn't want to be with you, nothing can make him stay. And if a man wants to be with you, nothing can keep him away. So there is no excuse. Oh, well, you know, we have an understanding. We see eye to eye. It doesn't matter. But then he goes and marries his mistress when you're the one who initially said it didn't matter anyway. Stop doing that, because in the end you're going to end up with nothing. You're not going to have anything to show for this relationship except 2 kids out of wedlock, and that's it. Now mind you, this is just my opinion. Opinions are like belly buttons and assholes. Everyone has one. So I'm not saying that what I'm saying is the end all be all. I'm pretty sure there are people out there who disagree with me and think that the mistress is a home-wrecking whore. This is where the double standard come in. Scandal. Okay, Olivia Pope is a mistress. And she's sleeping with a married man. And not just any married man, but the President of the United States of America. So everyone's rooting for Olivia. Olivia Pope, yay! You know, they're rooting for her. They want her and Fitz to be together. They just feel like this is a fairy tale romance and all of this kind of stuff. But she's still a mistress at the end of the day. I don't care how much in love they are, or how much they have in common, or how much chemistry they have, or how much passion they have in their relationship. None of that matters, because he's married. And if he wants to be with her, then he should divorce his wife and be with her. Olivia is selling herself short as well. She's acting as though she does not know her self-worth. She's settling with being with a married man, and most of the time she has to take a back seat to his actual wife. This mistress did not put a gun to Peter's head and make him marry her. He married her because he wanted to. He married her because he felt like it. And this is why I say, why would I buy the cow when I can get the milk for free? You already sleeping with me. You already gave me kids. You already live with me. Why should I marry you? I mean, what do I have to look for in a marriage? You're already doing everything that a marriage consists of, so why should I even marry you? That makes absolutely no sense. You're doing everything that a wife would do. So, I mean, what's the point in taking that extra step in marrying you when you're already doing everything that a wife does? Stop working for free, because a wife is a very hard job. I like to do makeup, but I would never do it for free. I know what my work is worth. I know my time is money. I know that all of that's valuable. So I would never sell myself short and say, well, yeah, come get your makeup done and I'm not going to charge you anything. I don't know, like, even if they broke up, I don't even know if she could get spousal support. She could be accustomed to a certain way of living from being with Peter, because he's supposedly this big time producer, but when they break up, she can't demand the courts have him pay her spousal support, because technically you're not really a spouse. You're a roommate slash baby mama slash girlfriend slash whatever else. And then she's getting mad at the mistress. What you mad at the mistress for? You need to be mad at your baby daddy. That's who you need to be mad at. You're taking your anger and frustrations out on the mistress. You done jumped up from the table at an event that she performed at, embarrassing yourself, fighting over a man who cheated on you. Honey. Yeah, it's humiliating. It's embarrassing. You're upset. You're going to act out in the heat of the moment, but you need to pick and choose your battles, and you need to know who to take the frustrations out on and who not to. You need to know who to be angry with and who not to be angry with. And that was like displaced anger. And I think that's the word, where you are angry with one person, but you take it out on somebody else. That's not a good look, because then you just start looking like a bitter, scorned woman. And if someone dislikes this video, I'm only going to have to assume that they're in the same kind of situation, because I already said that this was my opinion and it's not the end all be all. And, you know, this is just how I feel. This video is not to offend anyone. It's not to insult anyone. It's not to belittle anyone. It's not to disrespect anyone. It's not to put anyone down. It is what it is. This is 2013. I think after a year or two, you should either be engaged or on your way to getting married or something like that. I mean, I just don't see why you have to wait that long. If it takes that long for you to know whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, obviously they're not the one. If you're still having doubts and questions and you're confused and you don't know and all this other kind of stuff, obviously they're not the one, because when you find the one, you will know. You won't be second guessing yourself or doubting yourself or questioning yourself. You will just know. people try to force it. It's not something that should be forced. It's something that should happen naturally. Comment below. Tell me what you think.